It's time now for a trip out west to check on things at the TMZ newsroom. Harvey Levin and his staff have been busy breaking big stories all week. We're joined by Harvey via satellite from the TMZ newsroom right now. And Harvey, your show, it's usually a very fun, lighthearted show that airs here on the CW23, but things really took a serious turn this week when you broke a big story about Seventh Heaven actor Stephen Collins. What's the latest on all that?
Well, Collins is really under major scrutiny right now. The NYPD has an active child molestation investigation into minimum 3 women who were girls at the time, where there are allegations that he either molested them or exposed himself to them. And I shouldn't even use the word allegations because there is an audio tape that we obtained in which he confesses to it. So this is a big deal right now. There have been shows that have taken immediate action where he will no longer be on Scandal, that he'll no longer be, in the sequel to Ted. But, the question now is, will this end up as a criminal case in New York? Whether it does or not, we know that it's going to basically end up as a molestation trial in his divorce case, because his wife, Faye Grant, is saying that she wants the assets divided in such a way that if any of these women go after Stephen, her money won't be on the line, or her cut of the money in the divorce won't be on the line. We're talking $14 million here. So when the divorce happens next month, the divorce trial, it looks like it's going to be a mini trial on molestation.
Are you hearing anything, Harvey, about if any of these cases happened on or around the Seventh Heaven set? A lot of children on that show.
No, they have not. At least nothing that we know of. The ones that are known did not. They happened in one case, it is a relative of his first wife. In another case, in another case, it's a neighbor in an area where he lived around Los Angeles. There's a third case in New York. So, it is not in any way linked to Seventh Heaven. I have no idea what has happened since any of these, but I know the police are saying minimum they're looking at 3.
All right, so from one messy divorce case to another, we're talking about Robin Thicke and Paula Patton finally filing their papers yesterday. What do you have to say about this?
Well, I disagree. I don't think it's messy at all. We broke the story on the website that Paula finally pulled the trigger on this very quietly, I might add, on Friday afternoon. And a lot of people, even in her camp, didn't know that she had done it. But she filed for divorce. She's asking for joint custody of their 4-year-old son. It's not going to be messy. I'm told that it is literally harmonious and that this should be done without really any conflict. So I think they've pretty much already worked out what they need to work out. She's not asking for spousal support, so I think that this is going to be, as simple a divorce as can possibly happen.
Even after the public campaign by Robin to win her back all summer with his new album that kind of failed, even with all of that, you still think it'll be simple?
Yeah, I mean, look, Robin waved the white flag in this thing, and he said, look, I tried really hard, and it just didn't work. And it didn't. He really tried. It was almost excruciating and even embarrassing how much he tried. But you're right, it didn't work. But ultimately, all of the things that happened to cause all of that become irrelevant. California is a no-fault state, so it will be as simple as just dividing up the property, and they're not going to dispute the joint custody. And once the property is divided, my understanding is they didn't have a prenup. They've been married a long time. But it should be very simple.
It was hard to watch at points there. Someone who's always interesting to watch is Amanda Bynes, for certain, and she's been arrested for shoplifting or accused of shoplifting a couple times in New York City this week, right?
Yesterday, she was stopped in 2 stores, actually. She went to Barney's, and she walked out with a hat, and the sensor went off. Now, we are told from people connected with Amanda that what happened was she had a driver, and she had her purse in the car. She walked into the store, liked the hat. There was somebody harassing her with a camera, so she went out, and she was going to come back. This is her story, that she was going out to get her purse to come back and then buy the hat. Well, she walked out with the hat. The sensor went off. The guard stopped her. Ultimately, they let her go. Then before that, we found out she was at another store called Pookie and Sebastian, and there she started walking out with a shirt And this is why the Barney's explanation she gives is a little suspicious, because when they confronted her at Pookie and Sebastian, her question was, do I really have to buy this? And they said, yes, you do. And then she said, oh, okay. And then she handed him the credit card. But the sad part of the story is she's really sick. And this is a desperate situation. Her parents, for some reason, have not gone in to reestablish the conservatorship. She's been diagnosed as schizophrenic and bipolar. She needs help. And right now, unless things get way more serious, there's really nothing the law can do. And everybody is just kind of standing by, waiting. And the only people who can really do anything meaningful right now would be her parents. And her parents just have not pulled the trigger on the conservatorship.
Yeah, that certainly is hard to watch, too. Thanks so much for that legal insight this morning, Harvey Levin. We hope that she gets the help that she needs. You can catch Harvey and his staff at TMZ twice each night now here on the CW23. TMZ Live airs at 6 p.m. and TMZ TV, the regular show, airs at 7:30 right here on WNLO. We will check back in with Dax as we do each and every Monday morning, coming up next week on Winging It Buffalo Style. Right now, though, it's time to toss out to Emily Lenahan. She's bringing it back to Winging It Goes to College Week. Hey, Em.